Welcome to Toffee TV. Now, Marcel Brands has made a big deal of the squad size, 38 players. He's spoken about and the need to get rid of them, not only to have a better balanced squad, but also for wages. And we have had a little look, or dare I say Baz has had a little look into the squad. Baz, what are we looking at?
We're looking at Marco Silva said in his interview about having 2 players for every position. That's the ideal.
Yeah.
Obviously, 38 players is too big, especially when we don't have European football anyway. So I had a little look at the squad and put players into possible positions and see what we had right as now, as of now, and in a formation that he kind of uses, Marco Silva.
Okay.
And this is what we're looking at, what I've come up with, and then we've got some players who I think are surplus to requirements, and then some who are unsure. So, if you went through it, obviously Joel Robles is left now, so it's left Pickford and Stekelenburg. I think that's all right.
Yeah.
Pickford, no issues with Stekelenburg. I think we've said a couple of times, and you made a good point, is that he's a decent number 2. He's of a good age to help Pickford as well. He's a lot of experience. Who are we going to go and get who's good, who's going to come and sit on a bench?
Especially when you've got someone like Pickford who who's a number 1 and will be a number 1.
England's number 1. Yeah. So, the keeper's situation, not bothered really about the goalies. I think they're all right. Right back, obviously Seamus, who I'm hoping, I don't know whether it happened, but I'm hoping he's named as the captain for this season. Fine, happy with him. And obviously John Joe Kenny. I was quite impressed with John Joe Kenny last season. He had good days and he had bad days, but I think as an up and coming right back, I think he's
that's what you want,
good.
Isn't it? And he's gone away this summer again. He's played in the Toulon tournament. He's helped England win again. And he's building, hasn't he? He's not the finished article, but training every day. Behind Coleman, getting that experience. I think he had games under his belt last season. I think there's a player in there, and we talked about him last summer wanting to be the first choice while Coleman was out, and I think definitely he should be the backup right back.
Definitely. We've Cuca Martina to me doesn't get into this equation. Moving on to the centre backs at this moment in time, obviously Funes Mori has been sold now to Villarreal, so we're left with Michael Keane and Ashley Williams, Phil Jagielka and Mason Holgate for the centre backs. We've got 4 playing into 2. Williams is obviously highlighted there with a question mark because I think he'll be moved on. Yeah, and to be honest, I hope he's moved on. And then that leaves us with Holgate, who I think sound and who I think can develop well. And then that leaves us with Michael Keane and Phil Jagielka. I wouldn't be any rush to get rid of Jags. I know he's nearly 36, but I think he's good to have around the place. And let's be honest, he's still our best defender. I think Mason can really learn off Jags as well, and I'm happy with him. And I believe personally, Michael Keane, with a manager who is so into details, the finer details of everything, I think Keane will benefit massively from having the likes of Marco Silva, who will put him into position and give him a role. So, like I say, Ashley Williams for me would be the one I'd be moving on out of them. Any difference from what I've said over the 4 centre backs there? No? Okay, sound. On to left back, obviously Leighton Baines. I know there's rumours flying around of MLS, which I find odd because there was the stories. He was back at Finch Farm training last week because he wants to get. Allegedly wants to be in good shape when Silva takes over, and then the next minute he's off to MLS again. I don't know. Listen, I can't see him going, but who knows? You never know. So he's still our first choice left back, and he's still very, very good. Let's be honest. And I've put Anthony Robinson in alongside him. The reason there's a question mark there is it might be a bit early for him, but as things stand, he would probably be the number 2 backup. I think for Leighton Baines, the way the squad is, he's done okay for America. Played full caps for the United States. Done all right. So that's where that is at the minute. Yeah,
in terms of who we've got, definitely.
Into midfield, so set the team out roughly the way Marco Silva likes it. So I've tried to go like for like in the midfield, or what positions they could play and should play. So obviously I've got Garner and Tom Davies as playing similar roles, and the reason for that is the pressing aspect of it. And then on the other side of that, I've got Morgan Schneiderlin, obviously with a question mark, because there's a lot of stuff flying around now about maybe returning to France. And I've got Benny Beningame, because he's a very similar, I think, is a very similar type player to Schneiderlin. He breaks things up, gets it and passes it. I'm not saying Benny is fully ready to be in that role, but just again the way we're set up at the moment, that I think is the best. So have you got any issues with those four?
No, not really. No, because they are who we've got at the moment, and you can't argue over that. So yeah.
What about Bezic for Benny with that?
No, because I just think that Bezic has had his time, and I can't really see him. I can't really see him coming in, and although it depends what the club think. Whether they want to have a little look at him in pre-season for a few weeks, just to say, well, he's our player. Do we want to have a little look at him? They probably, I'm sure, they will know about him from watching videos of him playing for Middlesbrough at the back end of the season. But no, I think as a four, I think that's a good mix, because obviously you've got two established players and two young players, so I think that's fair enough. Yeah,
obviously James McCarthy's injured, so he's not involved in any of this at the minute. And then further ahead of that, I've got Gylfi, who I think the team will be built around really this season. I think he'll be key. He's having a good World Cup so far, so I think Gylfi's massively important. I put Davy Klaassen there just because I think he can play in a role like that, just because he keeps the ball moving. I don't know whether he's good, whether he can do it, because we haven't seen enough of him. I think he's one. I'm hoping Marco Silva will have a look at him and give him a role and see if he can fulfil it before. But again, the question mark is there, because I'm not sure.
No, he's definitely, that's sort of the kind of position he plays in. He's more of a number 8 than a number 10. But he doesn't really fit the specs of the other positions. But then in isolation maybe he doesn't, but maybe in a combined 3 he could play maybe a variation of one of the other roles. But definitely, if you're going to match him up with someone, I would say that's quite similar.
Okay. And then over on the right hand side, I don't think anyone's got any issue with Theo at all.
No.
I think he's great. I've put Vlasic there because he's operated on that side. I've been quite impressed with Vlasic. Not like he's been amazing for us, but I think he's shown enough to be a part of the squad.
I think that you have to treat him like any other young player, and I think he's had flashes of brilliance at times, and then nothing in other games. And I think when you buy any player, I think any young player, they take time to settle, and he showed glimpses, and it's about taking that on now and evolving that, and whether that will happen or not, we'll wait and see.
On the other side, Ademola Lookman and Yannick Bolasie. Again, Lookman, no issue with. I think I want to see him in the team, basically,
of course,
or certainly in the 18 every single week. Yannick Bolasie potentially should have a question mark by it for me, really. I think he's got something, Yannick. I think he needs to simplify his game, and I don't know whether at 28 he can. I honestly don't. I think he when he runs flat out, he's pacey, but he seems to be reluctant, I think, to do that role. So I want to see Lookman in there. But as a 2, the way we have the squad at this moment in time, they will be the 2 who I would have operating kind of down that side. And then obviously no issue with Cenk Tosun, and currently it's Oumar Niasse, I would say, who is the number 2 striker. Obviously there's Dominic Calvert-Lewin as well, but if you're doing 2 for position, that is what I'd go for. I mean, of that front 3, is there anyone in there who you think shouldn't really be in there, or?
Not really. I mean, I wouldn't say there's no one who shouldn't be in there, but Bolasie, I think if you can move him on and replace him with someone else, I mean that would be a possibility. But we'll keep going.
All right. So if you just move us on, Maestro.
Well, what are these? Can I just?
Well, they're the surplus, but they're going to appear on the other. They're going to appear on the other.
I just wanted to engage with something.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Right. So basically, this is what this is, if I was stripping the squad, this is what I would do. Okay, so that's laid out there. Happy with the keeper.
Yeah.
I'm happy with me full back, me right back. We need a centre back for me to go into that pair as well. So they're the gap. These are the gaps basically, according to me. Again, a left back.
Yeah.
Because I want someone who's ready to. Because the way I see the left back situation working, it should be a more experienced left back coming in now.
Yeah.
23, 24. Baines, maybe next year, then Robinson comes in as that backup then and tries to wrestle that position. That's how I see that going. Jags and Holgate I'm happy with. Moving into midfield, Garner and Benny. I'm happy with them. Tom Davis, I'm happy with him. So there's a space there because I think Sneijderlin, it potentially is time to just, if a club comes in for him, just move him on and let's get someone in who's a bit different to what we've got, can get about the pitch, control the play, and who's had a fresh start. So he's into this new regime. Further ahead of that, I've got Gylfi on his own. I had Klassen on the last one, but I can't put him in at the minute because I feel as though he needs to be assessed. So therefore, to me, that's a gap. That's an opportunity for someone to go in alongside Gylfi there. I'm quite happy with the right-hand side. The left-hand side, I've taken Balassi out of the equation because I think, like you, if we can move him on, fine. I'm unsure. And then again, Tosin and Nias, I'm happy with Schenk. Umar, I'm happy with, but if we could get a higher quality striker to battle with Schenk for the start, I'm okay with that. So that gives us this side here. Okay, we'll go for the move on first and then we'll come back to this. So I've got these players I would be shaking their hand and thanking them for. Funes Mori's already done, so that's fine. Kuka Martina, isn't it Kuka Joe? Not Kuko, is it? Kuka Martina, move him on. Mo Bezzett, I like Mo, but I just feel he's been here for 4 years. He signed after the last World Cup. Can you tell me whether he's the real deal or not?
No, I like him, but
4 years, you think he'd have broken in by now. Sandro, probably the biggest disappointment in all the signings, I would say.
Even though he only cost £5 million.
Yeah, I just mean you'd expected him to come in and do all right. Not, forget that he's just been really poor as a signing. Right, he may have a future with Silva, I don't know, but for me at this moment in time, I would be happy to move him on because it's not worked. This one hurt, I'm not gonna lie, Wayne. But again, he potentially could play in a team with more legs, but I think it's only going to go one way now, and I don't really want him to get to the stage where he shouldn't be involved. And you look,
there's an opportunity there to move him on. So.
He can go and get a bit of football, and we can get a big thing off the wages. Brendan Galloway,
time's come and gone.
Listen, Marco Silva might be able to do something with him, but what I've seen so far, he was in Roberto Martinez's team at one stage, and we've had Martinez has come and gone.
He wasn't crosses down the wing and everything.
Ronald Koeman has come and gone. We've had Sam Allardyce, Unsworth had it. So he's been around for a while and not broken in. I mean, there was talk he was going to be a centre half, wasn't it? That's what the idea was, and he's not been able to do anything. So, and I guess you could put the likes of Luke Garbett into that, been around for a long time, not done anything. Tyus Browning is another one, I haven't put Pennington on there because I'm not sure he'll be at the club for very long, to be honest. I think other clubs will want to buy him. So they're the ones who I would trim the wage bill with straight off the bat.
It's definitely missing somebody though.
Who?
Big Ash.
Has he not put him on? Joe, you were given the list. Ashley Williams as well, who you'll notice was removed from the last frame, so apologies there. He should be here. Joe, thinking about his holiday. And then the possible outgoings, these are ones where that again, Joe, that wasn't said. That wasn't outgoings by Dominic here. These are ones who were unsure on. That's what that headline should have been. So obviously Umar, Umar's dependent on whether we're chasing a higher profile striker, I would say. If not, I'm happy to keep him. 8 goals from 10 starts. Ain't a bad return. Marco Silva's had him before. Davy Klassen, put him on the last clip, but again, I don't know whether he can do it. He needs a session. Took Balassi off again if he can get a tune out of him, but I would be, listen, if we've got the opportunity to get Lozano, and that's a possibility, then he moves. Then Balassi goes, as far as I'm concerned. Dom, that's not even an issue. I think he just needs a little bit more experience. Callum Connolly, unsure, done very well at Ipswich. So again, he's one to be judged. The same with Kieran Dowell and the same with Joe Williams. These 3 lads have had a loan last season, all done very well. Same with Robinson. At Bolton, done very, very well. Now it's up to Marco Silva, I think, to get these lads and drum into them what is expected of them and see whether they're good enough. For all we know, Kieran Dowell could go into this role and be great. Robinson could take this role. Callum Connolly, centre-back, he plays centre midfield for Ipswich for the last 3 or 4 months of the season. He could play in it, so they're obviously a flip of a coin, but as I'm looking at that now, Martinez, Funes Mori's gone, Bezic, Sandro Rooney, Galloway, Ashley Williams, Yannick Balassi, I think I would be looking to move those on out of the squad. I mean, you've seen my thoughts. Is there any, what are you thinking about the
no, I think quite obviously they're the places we should be looking to revigorate the squad. I think some players can go and don't necessarily have to be replaced because we've got so many players. But no, I think the likes of Martina, I think the likes of Besic, Ashley Williams, Schneidlin, they should just be gone. They shouldn't. I don't think.
Where's Schneidlin? She always had an absolute man.
Well, you say that, but there's such thing as called quality control. Baz. So
I was waiting for him to resend it, but he's gone on holiday.
Oh well.
But Schneidlin's another one, and again that severely reduces the wage bill as well, which is great for us. And I think by looking at the graphic, this is what the whole idea was, to put it on, to actually see the gaps where I think would show me that potentially 5.
Well, I mean, look, listen. If you just look at the team as a whole, Keane on his own. I mean, people say Keane shouldn't be anywhere near it. Look at the centre backs: Keane, Jagielka, and Holgate. I mean, that's crying out for a real dominant centre defender. Look at the midfielders. There's question marks really about all of them. Maybe not Sigurdsson, but there's question marks about the other 3. These are kids. And Garner, the left hand side. Luckman, he's a kid who got sent out on loan. Baines, 33. There are question marks all over the pitch.
But where the gaps are.
But that's what I'm saying. So, what I'm saying is, though, they've got no one next to them.
No.
But these people by themselves are question marks. Therefore, that's there is quality needs to be added. I mean, you can look through. Here. That all needs to be looked at, and there needs to be quality brought in.
Would you like to see 4 starters, and maybe one to develop?
I think what we need to do is you've got to look at a centre back and say that's an absolute needed position. Another centre back. I think. Left back. Yeah, you want a left back, but I think. Where I'm talking about automatic sort of
starters,
quality starters, a centre back and a centre midfielder. But I think that you can get away with Luckman, or even Luckman. You say it's a bit of a project. You leave him in there, you get him games. You've got the backup maybe of other players, like if Balassi stays, or even a Calvin Lewin can play out there, or even Sigurdsson can play out there, or Dahl can play. There are other players. But we've got to get certain positions right. Absolutely. And here,
the middle of the park as well.
Right through the middle of the team. So I think that just shows. It does show. Once you start stripping away at the players that we're saying they've got to go, it does give you an indication of the job that needs to be done.
Well, we're left, like you've just pointed out, we're left with kids there, aren't we? There's a lot of kids in there. Mason, Holgate, John Joe Kenny, Benny Beningame, Tom Davis. Adamola Lookman, Nikola Vlasic, just straight off are all 20, 21. Every Dominic Calvert-Lewin who's not on the graphic but is involved.
I think what it also shows you is that, you know, 29, 35, 33, 29, and then you've got a drop off then.
Yeah.
Alright, you're Sigurdsson 28, and then you've got a drop off 19, 20, 20, 20, you know, 23, 20. You've got a drop off. We don't have enough players who are 24, 25
yeah.
who are past that, who have now proven that they're good enough and can take that next step to going into the peak years. And I think they're the kind of players we've got. I think we tried to attract those players last season with the likes of Klassen and the likes of Sandro, and maybe they're the kind of players that are the most difficult ones to find. Maybe
quality, I think, is the key. I think quality without doubt. Key.
Potential is something that you look for in young players. I think we need to go nailed on player who can do the job.
But that's why I'm saying starters almost, because
they've got to be starters.
They've got to be lads who, not ones who, he can battle with him for a place. They've got to be like, he's coming in and he's playing.
That's not a team that will challenge for the top 6.
No. Well, it's not, is it? Because it needs, just looking at it off the top, it needs 3 players, I think, to be able to challenge straight off, but more, obviously better quality. But you need a centre back, a centre mid, and potentially a left-sided player, and then Lookman can be switched in and switched out. But
definitely.
So there you go.
Yeah, there you have it. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. You agree with us on the players? I think universally most people agree with the players we're looking to get rid of. But on what's left, you've seen the gaps. You've seen the people who fill those positions as we've got them. You know, what would you like to see added to this squad, and where would you like to see it added? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't already subscribed, please do click the bell for alerts, and if you want more videos, join us on Patreon. Thanks for watching.